Hey everybody, it's Stephanie here on GenderqueerChat. This week we are talking about gender and ability, and like what considerations there are in terms of people who are differently abled, wanting to transition or express an alternate gender appearance in their daily life. I can't really talk about that from a from a personal story, but it's kind of an interesting topic because I've seen a lot of it on like my trans live journal and stuff like that. There's sort of like, on one hand, someone who is trans or genderqueer and has some sort of um, either physical or mental difference in their ability. Sometimes they're not taken seriously in terms of gender. For instance, there's kind of a large population of people on my live journal community who are both trans and fall somewhere on the autistic spectrum, like they either have Asperger's or what have you. Um, so their therapists won't really provide them the resources they need in order to transition because they see the gender thing as just part of their autistic spectrum, things that they do or whatever. And a lot of people, like a lot of mental health practitioners and doctors and stuff don't necessarily trust that people know what's best for themselves. So they might not help someone who's differently able along in their transition. I don't know if it's either for fear that they're not really trans, or if it's for fear that that's one more thing they'll be discriminated against, or if they just don't have the knowledge base in order to provide those services. Um, but that's one consideration, and another consideration is sometimes when people come out as gender variant, um, or don't come out yet or whatever, are troubled by their gender incongruence, I guess now. Um, Doctors kind of want to put that into some other category. So, um, for instance, there's a trans girl in my community. She's 8 years old, and through her, 8 short years of life, she's been diagnosed with autism. She's been diagnosed with Tourette's. She's been diagnosed with depression, bipolar, like everything. And as soon as a doctor realized that the kid was trans, she was off of all medication and was just a happy little girl. So there's like this like weird relationship between the like trans stuff and the rest of like mental health stuff or whatever, and everybody likes to put trans stuff into mental health, but in a lot of ways they're very, very different, and I honestly, personally, don't feel that it should be included in that, because you can be totally, otherwise um, healthy in both mind and body and be trans, and that's fine. Um, but it is more difficult if you do have another sort of different ability to deal with. And also, just in terms of like getting information, I know that there's been somewhat of a movement to try to close caption or subtitle a lot of these videos, because um, there's a large deaf queer population that may not be able to enjoy hearing our videos like they would like to. And just different ways to just make resources available to people who can't get those resources in the way that a lot of able-bodied people can. So, yeah, I don't know what else. So I guess just, I mean, I don't know any of the answers to any of these questions, but I think it's something that it's important to at least bring up and to think about, and just realize how we're putting the information out there and making sure that it's available to everyone. And it's another intersection of different rights and inequalities. So just like we talk about race and gender, or class and gender, it's another intersection of like minority statuses, and it's something that we have to think about and also be advocates of. Just like it's important to have allies for gender, it's also important for us to be allies against racism and against classism and against, people who are discriminated based on ability. So it's important for us to be advocates for people who are differently abled, just as we would like them to be advocates for our differently genderedness. So, um, yeah, I hope that a lot more people have more personal experiences, or if any of the viewers have an experience that they would like to talk about how, their ability intersects with gender, we would definitely love to hear that, because I know that I'm not the expert on this and definitely need to learn more. So um, we openly invite everyone to participate, and I will look forward to seeing you guys all next week. All right, bye.